What is going on? It is Nate the Game Guy, and right here in the wonderful year of 2025 marks the 25th anniversary of the PlayStation 2. While this video isn't necessarily making quite the accurate mark when it comes to celebrating the exact release of the PlayStation 2, it is still 2025, which is still part of the 25th anniversary of the PlayStation 2. This game console has brought in so many great memories for many different people over the years, and of course, it's pretty easy to say that this console is easily one of the most impactful game consoles of all time. So of course, right here in this video, I plan to look back and talk to you about some of the biggest highlights and talk about its massive impacts that it has left on gaming. Also share with you guys some of my own personal memories and also talk a little bit here and there when it comes to collecting for the PlayStation 2 as the years move forward. So without further ado, let's dive right into this video subject right after the intro. The PlayStation 2, without a doubt, is one of the most iconic game consoles of all time and has one of the largest game libraries out there with over 1,800 games released in North America, with its final game released for it back in 2013, meaning that the PlayStation 2 had games being released for it within a 13-year lifespan. Due to the large and expansive library of games that the console has to offer, many consider the PlayStation 2 to be the best game console of all time, thanks to the large selection of games to choose from. I'm also bold enough to admit that I strongly believe that the PlayStation 2 has at least one game on the console for someone out there to enjoy. It is also one of the best-selling game consoles of all time, selling 160 million units globally, and was a very formidable opponent towards the original Xbox and the Nintendo GameCube. Unfortunately for Sega fans, it would be the nail in the coffin for Sega, forcing the Japanese game company to become a third-party developer and to kill off its final game console, the Dreamcast. The PlayStation 2's early sales were also fueled by the fact that it was the first game console to feature a DVD player and was also the cheapest machine on the market at the time to play DVDs. There were also very many memorable and inspirational games and new IPs that were released onto the second entry of the PlayStation, with titles such as Kingdom Hearts, Shadow of the Colossus, God of War, Ratchet & Clank, Sly Cooper, and many more. Not only were a lot of these IPs and exclusives very impactful on the entire gaming industry, but they also delivered on countless memories and wonderful experience for gamers, despite many of these IPs today practically being forgotten by Sony today. Thanks to what Sony has accomplished with the PlayStation 2, it's pretty easy to state that the PlayStation's second entry left an incredible and unforgettable impact on gaming as a whole. Now, the PlayStation 2 was one of my first game consoles I've ever owned after the Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, and Game Boy Advance. I remember seeing a poster all the way back in 2002 of a new game that was coming out called Kingdom Hearts. I'm not sure what it was about that poster that made me want to get Kingdom Hearts, but I knew I wanted it. Thankfully, it wouldn't be long until I get a PlayStation 2, and I loved the game right away. Not long after, I'd be introduced to Ratchet & Clank and Jak and Daxter, which both happened to be two of some of my most favorite PlayStation IPs to this day, but also so many other great exclusives and IPs that Sony had to offer. I have to say, when it came to the 6th generation of gaming, none of the big name console companies missed when it came to delivering on some top tier exclusive titles for their respective game consoles. And this included third-party developers too. Most games that came out were working and were unbroken. No updates, no patches, things just worked better on a much more consistent basis. It also helped too that there weren't any microtransactions, season passes, and all that other junk that ruins the experience, in my personal opinion. But I am willing to argue that the 6th generation overall had a higher frequency and consistency on delivering on stellar titles than what is seen in today's gaming climate. While my go-to during the 2000s was the Nintendo GameCube, but the PlayStation 2 wasn't far behind when it came to hours spent using it and also games that were purchased for it. After all, if I wanted to play Sly Cooper, I couldn't do it on the GameCube. Also, like so many other kids, I never got my own personal DVD player because I already had a game console that could do that. Sure, I could watch a movie on my family's DVD player in the den growing up, but when I had friends over, we usually watched a movie in my room thanks to my PlayStation 2, and it's thanks to Ratchet & Clank, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter, Kingdom Hearts, Ape Escape, along with many other great franchises that some of my best gaming memories and experiences took place on the PlayStation 2. Hands down, I have to say that the PlayStation 2 is one of the best consoles that you can collect for. After all, not only, as I stated earlier, that I believe that the PlayStation 2 literally has something for everyone, but also it's a very affordable game console to collect for, especially when you compare it to something such as the GameCube. Most third-party games are going to be cheaper on the PlayStation 2 anyway. Sure, there are still going to be some very rare and expensive games on the PlayStation 2's library of games, but there's still plenty of cheap and affordable games on the console that are also very fun to own and play. I mean, we are talking about the best-selling game console of all time, which means a lot of games were sold for it, meaning that the supply on the second-hand market is going to have a lot of availability for collectors and other people that either want to relive their childhood memories or see what they missed out on back during the 6th generation of gaming. Thanks to these circumstances, it's also not hard to find deals too. You can find plenty of cheap games at your local retro mom and pop game stores, garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, and all that other stuff. Sure, you will find plenty of used and scratched up sports games when you're looking at more cheaper places to shop, like thrift stores, but I can truthfully say that I found some quality titles that are actually worth playing and owning when looking at some of these places. I've also done a lot of shopping on eBay with different lots that I found, and thankfully, it's not hard to find some that are worth buying. Now keep in mind, you'll find a lot of lots on eBay that are overpriced, but that's with any console, not just the PlayStation 2. You just have to have an idea of what you're looking for and what you're looking at. But I'll give an example with this lot right here. Now, what I like to do to find out if I'm getting a good deal on a lot is grab a calculator, crunch in the price of the lot, and divide by the amount of the games that I'm buying, and that will tell me how much I'm paying per game. Keep in mind, some games you'll be overpaying, especially when a lot includes sports titles, but of course, you'll be getting a deal with others too. Like with this lot right here, I would personally consider buying, but I've already got all the games. Obviously, with a lot of these lots, you gotta check the description because a good chunk of these may have missing manuals, may need resurfacing because the discs are scratched up, and all that other stuff. Also, keep in mind too, when a lot is charging shipping, you want to also make sure to add in the shipping cost when you are punching in the lot price. So if you're putting in the lot price, make sure to add shipping and then divide the amount of games to also get you an idea of what you're paying for. But obviously, the idea I want to show here is when it comes to the PlayStation 2, it's a great console to collect for, not only because a lot of the games you can get are cheap, but also because the console does offer a fantastic library of games, and pretty much any PlayStation 2 owner will tell you the same thing. As of right now, with my own personal game collection right here in the game room, I am currently sitting at 585 games in my PlayStation 2 collection, and that doesn't even include the variants. Now, I've definitely had to downsize my display on which games I've got out on the shelves, so currently I just have the games that I would actually want to pick up and play. That means all the Maddens, 2Ks, and all those other dust collectors are sitting in a box. I refuse to get rid of any games that I own because I like to complete as many sets as possible in the game room. Of course, with the PlayStation 2's gargantuan library of games, I'm at the point that even though I have a pretty good head start if I want to go for a full set, I've decided that I won't be going for a full PlayStation 2 set unless, for whatever reason, I'm already close to finishing it. I gotta say that looking back at building my PlayStation 2 collection and all my childhood memories with the console, it's been quite the experience. Now, what I really would love to ask all of you that have made it this far into the video is what happen to be some of your favorite PlayStation 2 games. Doesn't matter if they're exclusive titles or third-party titles. I'd be interested in to see what everyone has to say. I'd also like to hear some of your favorite memories with the console as well. It could literally be anything from sleepovers with friends to watching some of your favorite movies or beating your favorite game on the console. But I gotta say, it's been a crazy ride and I've definitely enjoyed it after all these 25 years. Of course, I don't plan to stop right there enjoying with the PlayStation PlayStation 2. I only plan to enjoy the console even more as the years go by, but of course, I'm very thankful that I was able to have the wonderful opportunity of growing up with a PlayStation 2. And of course, I only plan to get more games for it and enjoy it even more as the years go by. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out my video. Please be sure to check out these videos here, here, and here. After all, I post a lot of content when it comes to game collecting tips, and other video game related subjects. So be sure to keep an eye out every Monday and Friday where I upload consistently, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.